Hello everyone, my name is Mike Kikis. I am the Director of Safety and Security for the Renaissance Indian Wells. Jay McBride has asked me to speak with you today regarding a couple of important safety topics. As you know, your team is primarily a traveling team, which puts you in various airports and properties throughout the country. This also puts you in a very vulnerable situation as you are typically not familiar with these properties or locations of airports. So the topic I would like to speak with you about today is active shooter. Active shooter, as you know, is becoming a common occurrence throughout the country. It recently happened at the Fort Lauderdale airport, which means it could affect us on any given day, any given time. We could be affected in a shopping mall, a grocery store, an airport, or one of our properties. So it's a very growing concern. So I'm often asked, what do you do if you're ever in an active shooter situation? Depending on your location, depending on the situation, there are three things that you should do. You should run, you should hide, or you should fight. Again, you should always be aware of your surroundings, be aware of your exits, be aware of everything around you. If you are in an active shooter situation and you begin to hear gunshots, you should step back, try to determine where those shots are coming from. Are they at a distance? Are they close by? Are they above you? Are they below you? Once you determine where the shooting is coming from, the next thing to determine is your best route to exit that location. This tends to get a little bit concerning because if you do not have a direct route to an exit, you tend to run looking for an exit, which could put you directly in the path of that shooter. So if you cannot exit the building or exit the location you're in safely, the next course of action is to find a storeroom, a office, somewhere where you can go into a room, shut the door, turn the lights off, secure the door, whether that be a lock or whether that be furniture or something inside the room. The next course of action, if that shooter decides to enter your space, is to fight. And again, depending on what's in that room with you, whether it's other people, fire extinguishers, chairs, laptops, whatever you may have at your disposal, is what you need to do to utilize as a weapon to fight against this person. So the three steps, again, run, hide, fight, depending on your location. Also remember that wherever you're at, an airport, an office, whatever it is, restricted areas are no longer restricted in these situations. So if you're in an airport and your best safe area is behind a counter in a restricted area, go to that area. Again, it is no longer restricted. It's your best course of leaving the area and getting away from the shooter. In the Fort Lauderdale shooting, someone used a piece of luggage that contained a laptop. The laptop blocked the bullet from hitting the person, so it obviously saved their life. So whatever you have at your disposal, primarily in airports that are large open areas, find those things. Use luggage, use pillars, whatever you may have at your disposal, use those areas and use those weapons against them. The second topic I would like to discuss is your safety while on property, specifically while you're in your guest rooms. Marriott properties have two forms of security on their guest room doors. Primary security is a deadbolt. Secondary security is a night latch of some sort, whether that's a solid bar or a chain. So always use both. Typically the deadbolt will be an automatic deadbolt, which means as soon as the door closes, the deadbolt will engage. However, some hotel staff will have keys that will override this deadbolt in the event of a medical emergency. So always use a secondary device. However, people do question if we can enter the room with the secondary night latch applied, and yes, we can. It will take a little bit more effort, but we can get into the room if there is a medical emergency. Second thing to be aware of in a guest room that has windows that open, to ensure that those windows only open 4 inches or less. So in the event that you enter a guest room that has windows that do open, ensure that they only open 4 inches or less. If you find that they open much more than that, contact your management. Let them know of the concern, as there could be a family that stays in that room at some time down the road They could have a small child that could unfortunately fall from that window because that window opens further than what it should. So hopefully these topics today help you out during your times of travel and while you stay at our properties. If there's any questions, anything that you may have a question on, feel free to reach out to me. I'm in Outlook at mike.kikis@marriott.com. Thank you very much.